CGI is just way over the top. They're starting to look too much like sets now rather than you're in Middle Earth. You just feel like you're on a film set. There is a few decent set pieces. A lot of people hark on about the barrel set piece where you've got the dwarves in the barrels. Yeah, that's fine, but it's way too overly CGI'd. It gets interesting when you meet Smaug, and Gandalf is a throwaway character in this one because he does come across the Necromancer, which is also voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. So, yeah, it's okay, better than the first part one, but it's nothing like Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I was a huge fan of.
You know, I watched Star Trek Into Darkness again during the week, and I have to say, I think Benedict Cumberbatch is superb in that movie. I really wish he wasn't Khan, though.
Yeah.
If he wasn't Khan...
If he was just
perfect.
John Harrison.
It's fine. Yeah. It's a really good movie. I think the Khan thing really... And the bit where, Spock does the Khan...
Yeah.
I just want to laugh at that bit.
Yeah, no, it's weak as water.
Anyway, sorry, I got distracted there. We talked about Benedict Cumberbatch again.
At number 1, it's our final new entry of the week, American Hustle.
I'm really surprised that this has gone in at number 1, considering it's taken a hell of a lot of money. It was released last week in London, and it's got a proper release this week. I watched it today before I actually came on the show. I managed to get a catch to see it today after work. It's an acting tour de force. You've got Christian Bale, who's really unrecognisable in the film. He's got a pot belly, he's got a comb over hair, and
he reminds me of Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah,
that's what I think he is.
That's what a lot of people have said, and that's exactly what I thought as well. So he's really unrecognisable. Bradley Cooper is fantastic in the film. I think personally, my favourite in the movie is Amy Adams. She completely steals the show. She's a fantastic character. It's just about people doing one-up over each other. They're trying to con people out of things, especially Jeremy Renner's character, who's like the mayor of this place where they're at, and they try to get him in an uncompromising situation. And so it's really well acted. It's a bit boring at times because it has a very weak storyline. But because the acting is really fantastic and the characters are really enjoyable to be with, and the direction from David O. Russell is top notch, then it becomes much more of an interesting film rather than it could have just fell down on its nose badly.
Mm-hmm. Well, any movie that stars Rocket Raccoon, Lois Lane, Batman, Mystique, and Hawkeye is bound to do well at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence has shown that she is an amazing actress because she's also brilliant in this film. She plays a completely different person to what you've seen her previously in any movie, and she dances along to a Queen song with marigolds on her hand, and she just steals the show just from that scene.
Yeah, she looks great.
The part,
yeah, we're just looking at the poster here. So it does look good. But again, I'm hearing very mixed reports. I'm hearing a lot of people saying some people saying it's terrible, some people saying it's really, really good. But it's one of those movies I'm kind of looking forward to seeing. Okay, so what's coming next week, Stuart?
Only 2 films. Delivery Man, Vince Vaughn's latest film, where he finds out that he's a father to over 500 children.
Oh, let's not go and see that.
Unfortunately, I have to. Because that's the movie that I'm reviewing. I actually want to see 12 Years of Slave, which is the other film. Mm-hmm. It's directed by Steve McQueen and stars Chiwetel Ejiofor. That looks a fantastic film. It's gotten major awards buzz. I'm guessing it's going to get more than 10 nominations, if not at the Oscars. It's done really well at the BAFTAs as well, nomination-wise. So it's the awards darling film, and you can probably guess why, because Chiwetel Ejiofor in the movie, he just looks like he stole the show. He looks like this is the role he was waiting for. And Steve McQueen as a director, he's fantastic. He did Shane, which is a brilliant movie.
I loved him in The Great Escape. I thought he was amazing in The Great Escape.
Wrong one. Wrong person. Steve McQueen, he's a black British director.
No, he wasn't. I seen him in The Great Escape. He wasn't.
Give it up, Mark. It's not working.
No, all right.
Yeah, I would give up.
Here, Jared Butler in Point Break. What do you think of that?
Pointless.
Yeah,
Pointless Break.
Yeah. Okay, now, Stuart, we had the EE BAFTA nominations yesterday.
Yes.
Released. Obviously, there's hundreds of nominations in there. What's the highlights? What's the big things? Talk to us about what people should be looking out for.
Well, normally with the BAFTAs and the Oscars, when you get the list out, you can probably go, yeah, that film's going to definitely win that one, or that actor's going to win that one. This year, it's a bit more wide open, because in 2013, there was so many big, interesting films, direction-wise, acting-wise. It's much more of an open category this year. Yeah, you can throw in 12 Years a Slave, even though it's getting released this week. So there's a few films this year as well. So it's a much more interesting selection of films. In Best Film, it's really difficult to choose from, because you've got 12 Years of Slave, American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Gravity, and Philomena. So it's really difficult. Out of that lot, I would love to see Philomena win it, but I've got to probably guess that 12 Years a Slave is going to win that one.
Okay.
Director, Steve McQueen, David O. Russell, Paul Greengrass, Alfonso Cuarón, Martin Scorsese. That's just a nightmare to choose from.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I wouldn't want to choose that one. Actor, I think, unfortunately for Bruce Dern, he's out of his depth here. He's supposedly really good in Nebraska, but he's up against Stuart Ejiofor, Christian Bale, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Tom Hanks. So, again, it's really difficult to choose out of that four. Acting-wise, I don't think Bruce Dern's got a chance. In actress, it's got to go to Emma Thompson. She's up against Amy Adams, Cate Blanchett, Judi Dench, and Sandra Bullock, but it's got to go to Emma Thompson, because she's amazing in that.
Can I just say, Sandra Bullock, as much as I enjoyed Gravity, I didn't think she was anything special in it.
No, I don't think she is neither. I don't think she should have belonged into leading actress, but I think they were maybe clutching at straws to try and find another actress to go into that category, because I think the actress role last year was a bit weak, to be honest, and Judi Dench and Emma Thompson were the sort of like standout ones in Saving Mr. Banks and Philomena. So Judi Dench nominated for the 15th time, which is a record for any actor/actress. With the rest of the categories, it's a bit more open. So a lot of people have been saying that there are very few British films, like proper British movies, not like huge American movies shot in the UK, just proper British films, and that is true. There are very few British films in this list this year, and considering that they are British awards, you would have expected to be more centred around British films rather than just films in general. But no, it seems to be like the American films are doing much better at the BAFTAs this year.
Okay. What about special visual effects? We've got The Gravity, The Hobbit, Iron Man 3, Pacific Rim, Star Trek Into Darkness. I think this is Gravity, surely, yeah?
Yeah, it's Gravity, but I would love just Pacific Rim to take it, just so it can get a bit of recognition.
Yeah.
God, yes, much needed recognition, in my honest opinion. The Blu-ray's out to buy now, isn't it?
Yep.
I have it.
Why don't I have that?
Yeah, I have it.
I need to pick that up.
Yeah, I've got on 3D Blu-ray.
3D Blu-ray.
We have to as well give a special shout out, just because of where we're located, well, us especially, to Colin Carberry and Glenn Patterson, who wrote Good Vibrations, which is apparently fantastic. I don't know if you've seen it, Stuart, have you?
I've not. I was desperate to see that film, but my cinema was not showing it. I will definitely be reviewing it on DVD, because the word of mouth on that movie is supposedly fantastic.
Well, I know Terry Hooley, the guy that it's his story. I know him. He lives in Belfast, and he is a bit of a legend, but I haven't seen it myself, but I'm hearing great things. But it's nice to see it nominated in the BAFTAs as well.
Yeah. And the only other category which I think needs a bit of recognition is the EE Rising Star Award. This is given to the actor or actress which has just started out in films, and so Dane DeHaan is in that, who's in the new Spider-Man film, and he was also in Chronicle. George McKay, Lupita Nyong'o, who's in 12 Years a Slave, Will Poulter, who I think is definitely an up-and-coming actor, and Leah Saido. So I think it's between Will Poulter and Dane DeHaan, but I think Will Poulter will probably get the EE Rising Star Award this year.
Okay. Any standout, any movies that's going to come home with a handful of awards that's going to kind of clean up, do you think?
It's going to be between Gravity and 12 Years a Slave, both of those two, because they're both, Gravity is nominated for 12, and 12 Years a Slave is nominated for one less than that. So I think it's between Gravity and 12 Years a Slave.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Stuart, for anybody that's listening in that wants to check out yourself and Andy's fantastic Monday Movie Show podcast, where do they go to check you out?
MondayMovieShow.co.uk or followingthenerd.com, and you can find it on the fantastic little banner, and you post up those brilliant little pictures with it as well.
Aye.
Geniusly well done.
The ego has landed. Here, I tell you what, it was quick up on Monday night, wasn't it?
Yep,
Easy.
quick up every night.
Oh, aye.
Easy.
Stuart, you tease.
I know. And on that note, I'll get my coat and disappear.
All right, and listen, on Twitter, give us your Twitter handle.
At Cryptic Tadpole.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Stuart, as always, sir, it's been a pleasure talking to you. If I'm not talking to you before, we'll see you next Thursday night.
Catch you next Thursday night.
Thank you, sir. May the force be with you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is Richard Hatch, not the Survivor guy, but the one, the only, the Battlestar Galactica Tom Zeri, Captain Apollo guy, and you are listening to The Nerd.
Hello there, and welcome to the Following the Nerd show. Go with 30% more nerd. Although you can't actually tell that, can you? Unless you have some kind of nerd measuring device, which would just be very weird.
Hey there, this is James Arnold Taylor, voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Johnny Test, awesome! Yabba Dabba Doo, Fred Flintstone, Leonardo the Ninja Turtle, Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank, and I am following the nerd.
You can keep up to date with all the latest Following the Nerd stories on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and our own webpage, followingthenerd.com. That's social media, you know, and it's damn good social media too, if we say so ourselves. If you agree, head on over to www.shortyawards.com and vote for us.
Kia ora. I'm Tim Wood Morrison, I play Jango Fett, and I'm following the nerd.
What's up, guys? I'm Daniel Logan. Make sure you stay tuned. If you don't, just remember, my bounty always can be on you. I'll see you in the dark side, guys. Enjoy the galaxy and stay following the nerd.
I'm Jeremy Bullock, and I played Boba Fett in the Star Wars trilogy, the first Star Wars trilogy. And you are following the nerd as well as I am. Keep following. It's important.
You hear a bit of alphabet in the background there?
Hey,
You can hear a bit of alphabet in the
great
background.
song. Right, Bryan Singer's been talking about Apocalypse.
Yes, he has. He's been saying stuff about it.
Yes, co-writing the story and producing, negotiating the director in the process. We're trying to figure it out. Schedule's desire would be to direct it. Right. He also told, who do you talk to? Entertainment Weekly. I'm deciding if I'm going to direct it. Something that happens in this movie causes what's going to happen in Days of Future Past. It will address historical mutancy, meaning the deep past, mutant origins, things like that. Is something that's always intrigued me when we think about gods, history, miracles, powers. And it's well known that En Sabah Nur, who is Apocalypse, is the first mutant. The role of mutants in history and perhaps being worshipped as gods is an interesting subject to tackle. Bit of an ancient aliens kind of thing happening here.
Yeah, that would be right up your alley.
Oh,
careful.
Sorry now. But of course that comes after Days of Future Past, and it makes sense. Okay, so are we excited about more X-Men? I mean,
let's see Days of Future Past first, before we go any further.
I think I've said this. I might have said it on there. I have an awful feeling it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, no, you've said that more than once, but
do you? Am I on my own there?
No. Like, I think there's a certain kind of lag there now. Easy. There's a certain kind of lag when it's coming to X-Men, I think. Especially after the solo Wolverine movies that, for me, didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And then, on top of that, we had... we've all this set up for Days of Future Past and stuff. The last time I was properly excited for an X-Men movie was First Class. And even then, I went into it going... I don't know what this is going to be like.
Yeah, but it was really good.
But it was class. So, the same thing could happen with Days of Future Past. We have Bryan Singer coming back to direct, the original guy who gave us X-Men and X-Men 2. We have some of the original cast coming back for what are frankly going to be glorified cameos, because this is technically the sequel to First Class more than anything else. So I don't know.